Hello, my friends, and welcome to Yoga by the Moon. My name is Michelle, and I'm here to guide you through a practice for the last quarter moon for March 11th of 2026. Last quarter moons are kind of completing a lunar cycle, so it is a final release before we begin a new lunar cycle. We find old patterns, old habits, and we just fully surrender and clear out the way to welcome newness with the new moon that is coming. And we just finished an eclipse portal and all of these things, so we have a lot of kind of stagnant energy that we really need to just get rid of. And that's it's very timely that we have the last quarter moon after the eclipse portal to kind of do a full release of that. And this particular last quarter moon happens under the sign of Sagittarius. And with Sagittarius, they are the adventurers and the truth seekers. They're very fiery and energetic. So we use the energy of Pisces, which is the season we're in right now, to tap into ourselves, to connect deep within ourselves. Pisces is all about spiritual, deep connection. And so we tune in and use the light of Pisces to clear the way and illuminate the path forward for Sagittarius energy to just boldly go into the unknown and allow us that energetic release, energetic cleansing. So normally with the last quarter moon, it's about kind of winding down and releasing gently and stuff. But this particular last quarter moon, we have that fiery energy of Sagittarius looking to really just kind of burn the way forward. And you just brazenly march ahead into the unknown. And you get that courage from Sagittarius to do so. And you get that intuition and that inner knowledge and that inner truth from Pisces to really root you in yourself as you confidently go forward. And so we can leave behind anything that isn't connected to who we are now, that isn't in alignment with who we are now as we do all of that. So we'll do some energetic practice today while we still do releasing work to clear the way forward for the coming new moon. So we're going to begin our practice standing today. So I'm going to meet you on the mat, and we're going to start our breath work with something that is known as the breath of joy. Now you're going to want to take your feet hip distance or slightly wider and make sure that you're really kind of equally rooted in your feet, all four corners of your feet, so you're really connected to that mat. Press on up, shoulders back and down for this particular breath practice. Now the first one I will demonstrate for you. It's a 3-part inhale with 1 exhale, and every inhale and every exhale corresponds to an emotion also. And so I will show it to you because it's a little easier to show you than it is to just explain it. And then we'll do 5 rounds together. So your first inhale, you're going to raise your arms up forward. Inhale, nose, out, arms out to the side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale out the mouth with a ha. So I'm going to demonstrate one more like that because you go a little bit faster than that, but that was just kind of for demonstration purposes. So you inhale nose, exhale mouth with an audible ha. So it's the breath of joy. It may feel a little funny doing it, but afterwards you get this nice, beautiful kind of buzzing energy. And this is a very energetic clearing breath. So it's very in alignment with what we're trying to do with the last quarter moon in Sagittarius. And it gives us that positive energy that we're really kind of looking for with this particular last quarter moon. So let's do 5 rounds together of the breath of joy. Ready? Inhale. Last one. Now just come to standing. Make your way to mountain pose. Shoulders back and down. Once again, nice long spine, chest open, heart open, feet rooted. Feel that energy buzzing through you. Notice it's called the breath of joy. It's supposed to uplift you, create positive, optimistic energy, just like Sagittarius brings to our lives. So to begin our movement practice, we're going to do 3 rounds of just simple sun sweeps. I'm going to make my way to the top of the mat here as we do so. Now sun sweeps, so all we're going to do is just the breath part. So you inhale, arms down, up, overhead, and through center at prayer on an exhale. So inhale, arms up, exhale through center. 2 more like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. This last one, instead of stopping our hands at the heart, we're going to come all the way down and hang down in ragdoll. Inhale, arms up. Exhale through center, forward fold, hang your head. Grab opposite elbows. Have a nice soft bend in your knees. And either find some stillness here and releasing in the back of those legs, or gently sway side to side. Finding some release here in this kind of relaxing posture before we begin some fiery movement. 1 more breath here. Exhale, plant those hands, and then just step your feet back, hips up, downward facing dog. Now you may want to pedal those heels, walking your dog a little bit. Maybe you want to find some stillness. Just take a couple of breaths arriving in your downward dog before we begin our movement. Last breath here as we hold the posture. And inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale as many steps as you need to get there. Right foot between your hands. We're going to keep up on our left heel as we press on our bodies up. We're going to do a high lunge, but we're going to do a variation with our arms kind of flying out behind us, opening our heart, opening our chest with this forward momentum energy that Sagittarius brings us, breathing that fiery breath into our bodies, energetic, moving forward, energetic, releasing behind us of everything that we no longer need or suits us or is in alignment with us. Inhale here. On an exhale, make sure you shift your weight into that right foot, pressing forward, and then you're going to launch off that left leg, flying into airplane pose, balance pose. Keep your gaze on one thing to help keep your balance as we fly forward into a newness to come. 1 more breath in here. On an exhale, drop back down onto that left foot. Spin that left heel towards the back right corner of the mat. Right arm comes forward. Left arm behind, sinking into that right knee. Hips facing the left side. Warrior 2. Sagittarius is the centaur, and the centaur holds a bow and arrow. So it's a very warrior-like sign, and so we use that energy to use that warrior's energy, that warrior's fire to clear away any of the stagnant, outdated stuff that we don't need anymore, all the garbage that the eclipse may have brought up and stirred up. We can finally leave it behind with this warrior's energy. One more breath in here. On an exhale, bring your hands behind you, interlace the fingers, pull the knuckles down towards the floor, opening that chest. Inhale, open chest. Exhale, bow forward on the inside of your right knee. Humble warrior, releasing now and surrendering. One more breath in. On an exhale, take your hands planted on the mat, framing your foot, and either step back straight to downward dog or join me in chaturanga. Right foot meets the left, high plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and then we all meet in downward facing dog. Take one breath here just to kind of reset. And then inhale, left leg comes to the sky. Exhale, left leg comes between the hands, as many steps as you need to get there. Staying up on that right heel. Hands come behind, flying behind in this high lunge variation. Moving forward momentum, energetic stirring, energetic release, energetic cleansing. Looking forward to all the newness to come with optimism and hope. Shifting your weight into that left foot now. And when you're ready, launch off that right foot. Arms stay behind, flying forward with the energy of Sagittarius. Keeping your gaze steady, holding your balance. But know that if you fall, your yoga mat will catch you. We are here for you. One more breath in. On an exhale, bring that foot back down. Woo! See, your yoga mat will catch you. Mine did. Bring that foot back down as gracefully as you can. Spinning that right heel to the back left corner of the mat now. Bending into that left knee. Left arm forward. Right arm behind. Hips towards the right wall. Warrior two. Looking forward to the newness. Letting go of the past as we stand here in this final release, in this moment of final surrender to close this chapter. In between the old and the new, we are here in the now. One more breath in here. On an exhale, hands come behind, interlace the fingers, try to do the opposite thumb on top this time. Pull those knuckles to the floor, opening that chest. And then on an exhale, bow on the inside of your left knee. Humble warrior. Every exhale, find another moment of surrender and release to clear out that stagnant energy. One more breath in. On an exhale, hands plant, framing the foot, and either step back to down dog or join me. Left foot meets the right plank. Lower to chaturanga. Press on up, upward dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath to reset. Inhale, right leg comes to the sky, sorry. Exhale, right foot comes between the hands, as many steps as you need to get there. Up on that left heel again. This time, arms come up to the sky. High lunge. We're moving today, moving with that fiery energy of Sagittarius to kind of move through all of that stagnant energy so that we can finally release it and let it go. So we have that movement here in the high lunge, that fieriness in the high lunge. And then on an exhale, left arm is going to come forward, right arm behind as we turn and look to the right side in a revolved lunge, twisting away the things that we do not need anymore, rinsing away and releasing energy we don't need, energetic clearing. One more breath in here. On an exhale, come back to center and step that left foot up just a little bit closer as we straighten through that right leg. Now you may want to have some blocks nearby or some pillows or some books. And when you're ready, this time your hips are going to face the left wall. Arms reach out, right arm tilt forward into that right arm, that forward right arm. And then when you can no longer tilt without moving, tick-tock those arms to 12 and 6. Left arm to the sky, right arm to the floor. Now this is where you may want the block. You may want to press your hand onto a block on the floor. You may want to keep your hand on your shin or even your thigh. Or maybe you want to reach to the floor. Wherever you are, you want to make sure that you're keeping your spine nice and long, neck nice and long and neutral. Nice strong core, strong back. One more breath in. On an exhale, turn down and look towards that foot. And once again, you may want those blocks nearby, or you may want to step in even closer. Whatever is comfortable for you. But we're going to fold forward over that right leg, keeping a soft bend in that right leg, even though it is pretty straight. Keeping those hips square towards the front of the mat so you feel a nice release in the back of that right leg. You may feel it from your lower spine all the way down through your heel. I do, especially when I'm tight like I am today. Every day we come to the mat just a little differently. So every day may feel a little different. But this posture is very good for releasing. We store so much emotion and energy in our hips, and we can't release through our hips without releasing through the back of our legs first. Because we have so much tightness in the back of those legs, we can't open the hips without opening through the back of those legs first. So we're starting with the back of the legs, and then we'll move into the hips in a little while. Foreshadowing. One more breath in here. On an exhale, we're going to keep our legs wide, but we're going to turn towards the center. I've got my butt facing you. I am so sorry. I did not think that through before. We're going to do a wide-legged forward fold in the center. So your heels come in, toes point out to the outer edges of the mat, long it, facing that left long side of your mat, releasing through your spine, the back of your legs, taking a moment of pause before we shift to the other side. With every breath out, see if you can bend a little bit more. One more breath in. On an exhale, now we're going to turn towards that left foot facing the back end of our mat. So you're going to shift that weight into that right, or that left foot, bending through that left knee, coming up off that right heel, arms up overhead, high lunge on the other leg. every exhale, sink deeper into those hips. Feel that fiery energy. One more breath in. On an exhale, right arm comes forward, left arm comes behind as you twist and look to the left side of the mat in revolved high lunge. One more breath in. On an exhale, come back to center. Step that right leg in a little closer. Once again, you might want those blocks nearby. Left arm forward, right arm behind. Tilt towards that left arm, and when you can no longer tilt without dumping into your spine, tick-tock those hands down. Use a block if you need to. Hand can come to shin, or thigh, or floor, or block. Triangle pose. One more breath in. On an exhale, turn towards that left foot. Soft bend in that left knee and fold over the left leg. In pyramid pose. Surrendering, releasing all that stagnant energy. Releasing that energy we're storing in the back of those legs. Releasing all that tension, stress, that worry, so we can have that hope and optimism for all that is to come. One more breath in. On an exhale, plant those hands and bring the left foot back to meet the right and come down on those knees. Walk your knees behind so you're in a kneeling plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down. I'm going to stay up to explain this for you because otherwise you will not hear me talking into my mat, but you can come with your hands, palms resting on each other, forehead on your palms in a nice crocodile. Maybe gently rock those hips back from side to side, releasing in that lower spine. And then when you're ready, we're going to take our elbows under our shoulders, planting our hands on the mat, kind of tenting those fingers as we pull our chest through and lift our head, neck, and shoulders off the mat in Sphinx pose. This beautiful heart-opening posture to allow the light of our inner selves, our inner truth shine. That spirituality of Pisces coming through here. One more breath in. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring our hands under our shoulders and press on up to tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, nice flat back, neutral neck. We're going to keep our left leg in that sort of 90-degree angle with the knee, but we're going to bring our knee towards our chest and then do circles with that knee going outward in these sort of fire hydrant circles, just kind of loosening through that hip joint, lubricating that hip, releasing in that hip. As I said before, we're going to do a little bit of hip releasing because we store so much energy in our hips. If we're trying to release that old energy and release things that aren't in alignment, we really need to release in those hips. One more circle wherever you are, and then when you're ready, keep that foot plant it on the ceiling now, keeping that 90-degree angle in your leg still. And maybe you want to just stay here holding this. Maybe you bring your right arm parallel to your spine ahead of you. Maybe you take that right hand and grab through that left foot. Kick your hand towards the sky with your foot. In this kneeling sugar cane posture, tiger pose. One more breath in here. On an exhale, release your foot and straighten the leg. And then now we're going to bring that left foot to the outer part of our left hand and sink down into those hips, stretching across that right hip flexor, opening into that inner left thigh also. Lizard pose. You're welcome to stay up on your hands. Maybe you'd like to come up on those blocks. If you need to release more, you're welcome to come down onto your elbows. But take a few breaths of surrender and release here. Opening through those hips, letting go of that stagnant energy, doing that energetic clearing that Sagittarius Last Quarter Moon asks of us, tuning into ourselves with Pisces season. One more breath in. On an exhale, if you were down on your elbows, press back on up to your hands and bring your left knee to meet the right. Find your alignment in tabletop once again. And now we're going to make those fire hydrant circles with the right leg, keeping that 90-degree angle, making those circles outwards towards the right now, releasing and lubricating through that right hip. One more circle wherever you are. And now bring that right foot as though it's going to plant on the ceiling, keeping that 90-degree angle in your leg. And maybe you just stay here. Maybe you inhale and bring that left arm parallel to your spine, hand forward. Maybe you take your left hand, grab your right foot, and then with your foot, kick your hand up towards the ceiling. Sugar cane pose on your knee. Tiger pose is also known as. Beautiful heart opener. Beautiful hip release. One more breath in. Exhale, bring that hand to the floor. Straighten through that right leg. Inhale. Exhale, bring that right foot to the outside of your right hand. Sink down into that hip, opening through that left hip flexor now and that right inner thigh. Again, you're welcome to stay up. Maybe come down onto your elbows, releasing here in lizard pose, surrendering and tuning in all at the same time. Taking that pause that is the last quarter moon. With every exhale, find something else you can let go of. Energetic release. One more breath in. On an exhale, if you were down on your elbows, come back up on your hands. Bring that right knee to meet the left. And then do what I call the yogi pancake and turn onto your back. Keeping those feet planted on the mat. Find your spine alignment. Bring those shoulder blades together. And when you're ready, we're going to cross our right ankle over that left thigh. here in a figure four pose. Now you're welcome to stay here in this gentle figure four with your left foot planted on the mat. Or maybe you bring that left shin parallel to the ceiling. Maybe you take your hands and wave them through to grab under the left thigh, or maybe over the left shin, and pull that left knee toward your chest to open into those hips even more deeply. Figure four pose. With every exhale, even if it's just energetically releasing more, maybe pulling that knee a little closer if you can. Wherever you are, find your edge and either meet it or back off of it. Find moments of surrender, of release. One more breath in. On an exhale, wherever you are, bring that shin parallel to the ceiling once again so that you have that 90-degree angle from your thigh to your chest. And then take that right foot and bring it to the left side of the mat, keeping your legs as they are. Making sure that that right knee still points to the sky in this figure four reclined twist variation. Twists are so good for releasing, and this particular twist also releases in those hips. So any final emotional release can be done here in this gentle, beautiful inward turning pose now as we bring about more of that energy of Pisces as we wind down. One more breath in here. On an exhale, come back to center. Uncross those legs. Reset the spine. Maybe you have to pull those shoulder blades together again. Exhale. Inhale now. The left ankle crosses over that right thigh. And once again, your options, keep that right foot planted on the mat. Maybe you bring that right shin parallel to the ceiling. Maybe you grab right thigh or right shin as you pull the right knee closer, opening more into that left hip. You can use your left elbow to press that left leg open more deeply. You find what feels good and right to you. You find your version of release in this pose. Every exhale, surrender more to yourself, to the universe, having trust in its path for you, connecting to this last quarter moon and releasing things that do not serve you anymore. One more breath in here. On an exhale, once again, make that 90-degree angle with your right thigh and your chest, and then bring that left foot, the whole set of legs, left foot plants on the right side of the mat. Left knee points to the ceiling. If you need to kind of hold that left ankle with your right arm, to do so, please do. Figure four, reclined twist. Bringing out that last bit of stagnant energy in us. Tuning in to our inner truth, our inner light, to move forward in alignment. One more breath in here. This time on an exhale, just keep that right knee open on the mat and bring that left foot, sole of the left foot, to meet the sole of the right foot, opening through that left thigh as well, creating a diamond shape with your legs in reclined butterfly pose, opening those hips and finding release once again. If you would like a little bit more, you're welcome to take your palms and gently press down onto those thighs. If you would like a little less, you're welcome to bring those heels towards the bottom of the mat more. If you want more, bring those heels in closer to your booty. Again, find what speaks to you. Find your version of release here. It is your surrender. It is your path to follow. I am just here to guide you. One more breath in here. You are welcome to take Shavasana in this reclined butterfly pose, or you can bring your right heel down to the mat and the bottom of the mat, and then the left. Find a comfortable positioning for your hands. Maybe find a soft gaze with your eyes. Maybe close them. Take a moment and find yourself in your version of Shavasana as I guide you through a meditation for the last quarter moon in Sagittarius. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to arrive here in Shavasana. Allow yourself to relax. As you let go of your thoughts and your worries, bring your focus to your breath. Feel the air as it enters and exits your body. This time is for you. Forget the outside world for a while and focus on your inner self, your essence, your very being. The days around this moon phase are perfect for reflection, introspection, aligning your intentions with your actions, letting go of the past and preparing for the future. It is a time of transition. Visualize yourself as a vessel that has been filled over the past 3 weeks. There's been a mixture of positive and negative thoughts and experiences taken in. Spend a couple of moments reflecting on these past weeks. What has served you? What has not? What do you need to let go of and release to facilitate movement forward to where you would like to be? Spend a moment reflecting on the lessons you've learned over the past weeks, how those experiences, maybe upsets or disappointments, can help you grow. Ask yourself these questions. Do you know where you're headed? Are you still heading in the correct direction for you? Set an intention to make the necessary adjustments needed to take you where you would like to be, even if that means a new plan. This moon phase can bring in balance, and above reflections and introspections help you bring balance back as the moon slips into darkness and heads into a new beginning. As this moon is half lit and half in shadow, now is a good time for self-awareness, self-healing, and self-growth in the form of shadow work. You may find yourself positively changing some key perspectives about yourself as you move from your outer world into your inner world, connecting with your inner wisdom and the energy of Pisces. For a moment, enjoy simply being. As the moon moves towards its new beginning phase, trust and move forward. Focus on your breath for a few cycles and feel the calm and peace, the balance this meditation may have brought you. When you're ready, turn your attention to your surroundings. Bring awareness back to your present moment. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes, turning your wrists and your elbows. Maybe you'd like a nice full body stretch. Maybe you'd like to hug yourself really tightly. When you're ready, turn to one side. Gently press yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Flutter your eyelids if they were closed or had a soft gaze. Take in this moment. Peace, love, joy, harmony, and abundance be yours. I appreciate you choosing to meditate and practice with me. My love and appreciation flows to you from my heart to yours. I'm always honored and humbled to have you join me in this community in practice, and I can't wait to set intentions with the next new moon. From my heart to yours. Namaste.